Hey, welcome to the One Sherpa Tour, and today we're coming from the home of football, the Vermont Footy Ground. And of course this is the great Australian game where they kick between 4 posts, not 2 posts for those of you that are offshore sort of people. Now if you want to keep following the tour, make sure that you go to www.onesherpa.com, and if you want to find more about the tool that we're going to be talking about today, go to www.thefinancialfence.com. So our topic for today is, how do I know if I'm being successful in my business? And to do that, we're going to do a little example together. We're going to use the whiteboard again. And so let's start. Most of you who are in business know that you're going to have some sales. There isn't a business yet that's survived without having some sales, and then you will also know that you've got some expenses. And if you take the expenses off your sales, then in simple terms you will make a profit. Now in financial fence terms, this is what we call the top rail of the fence, and the other part of the fence that we're going to deal with today is its final post. So that is capital funded by debt and equity. So to make this alive for you, I'm going to put some examples in here so that we can run through an example and you can see how certain numbers would work. Isn't that awesome? We can hear in the background the local school, and that's one of the advantages of being out here in the open air. It's feeling pretty good. So anyway, back to our thing. We're on sales of 100, and then we'll just take simply expenses of 90. So 100 minus 90 is 10. So in this example, if you were measuring how well you were going, you could measure your return on sales. That's the same as saying your profit. Return is profit. So what is your profit compared to the sales? And in this example, it would be 10%, because 10 over 100 is of course 10%. And you might look at that and go, gee whiz, I'm doing pretty well, I'm getting more than 10. That means 10 cents in every dollar is coming back to me as profit. But let's look at the right hand side here at the post, because it produces some different numbers. And the first one of course is capital. And let's say the capital was 40, and that 40 would have to be paid for by, let's say, some debt of 20 and some equity of 20. So for the uninitiated, the capital always has to equal the funding. So 40 is 20 plus 20. So now we can do a different calculation. This is one we call return on capital. And in this example, of course, it will come to 25%, because it's 10 divided by the 40. Now that's a different looking number. And so many people never calculate their return on capital. They spend all of their time scurrying around in their profit and loss account and measuring return on sales, where return on capital shows a far bigger number. And in our view, if you want to know if you're doing well in business, it's not just one measure. You will see that we have lots of measures, but today we're talking about 2, return on sales and return on capital. And you really need to calculate them both and make sure that they are both heading upwards, and that will tell you how well you're going in your business. And as far as return on capital, you've got 2 levers. You can change the profit or you can change the capital. And for those of you that have never looked at your balance sheet, which is this part here, have a look at capital, because maybe you can get that down and get your return on capital going up accordingly. So that's all I wanted to talk to you about today. Hope you're all doing well in your business, and look forward to catching up with you again soon on the One Sherpa Tour.